Elon Musk, a man true to his word, said he was going to drop Twitter bombs regarding the internals on info suppression, the election, Hunter Biden, Joe Dementia. Is it vindication? Oh, this should be fun. And it's only part one. I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this is What's Next. Hey, what's up, party people? Jazz Berganzo here, another episode of What's Next, your daily dose. And of course, this is the weekend edition, and oh my, what a weekend it is. In the last 24 hours, we have seen Twitter explode, not to the likes, since Elon first discussed that he was going to buy it, then confirming that he got it, but now docudumps have been dropped regarding Twitter's internals, conversation of censorship regarding Hunter Biden, Joe Dementia, and the 2020 election. And it pretty much confirms everything that we already knew. Oh my, but the story is ongoing. Let's take a look. This comes out of Breitbart. Everyone knew this was month. Elon Musk releases Twitter's internal convos on Hunter Biden's laptop and censorship. Kind of says it all, doesn't it? Elon Musk Twitter released internal discussions about censoring the Hunter Biden laptop story Friday night via journalist Matt Taibbi. The documents reveal widespread internal and external concern at the suppression of the story, a decision made without Jack Dorsey, then CEO of Twitter, his knowledge, and spearheaded by Vijay Gadde, then the head of Trust and Safety, Twitter's top censor, which of course the Trust and Safety is no longer in effect. The thread is ongoing at the time of the writing and can be found here. Of course, how well put, the Twitter files. The documents, mostly internal communications from Twitter and emails and external parties, show widespread unease with the decision and concerns about how it could be explained to lawmakers and the public. Several key points from the thread so far. The decision to censor the Hunter Biden laptop story was made without knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey. But then again, Jack Dorsey just became a figurehead and nothing more. As you can see here, Democrats, meanwhile, complained that the companies were inept. They muddy the water, make the Biden campaign look corrupt, even though the link to Hillary Clinton's email scandal, she did nothing wrong, but would not let the story go. It became a scandal far out of proportion. And they're doing the same thing. It doesn't moderate enough harm content so far yesterday. It became a story. If the companies moderate more, conversation, to think that use social media for the disinformation, misinformation, and otherwise. The Democrats were in agreement. Social media needs to moderate, because if they didn't, it would be corrupting democracy, making quote unquote all truth relative. Consistent with the First Amendment, they demurred, the First Amendment isn't absolute. That's the damning words right there. That's it right there. Matt Taibbi. An amazing subplot of the Twitter Hunter Biden laptop affair was how much it was done without the knowledge of Jack Dorsey. How it took so long for the situation to get unfucked, as they put it, as one ex-employee put it, even after Dorsey jumped in. Trust and Safety Chief Vijay Gadde, long believed to be the driving force of censorship at the company at the time, spearheaded the decision. Numerous top Twitter employees, especially from communications and policy terms, whose job was to maintain relationships with lawmakers and the press, expressed concern of the decision. Immediate warnings from Twitter's Washington, D.C. contacts followed, including an email from Democrat Representative Ro Khanna, Democrat of California, who warned the decision had generated huge backlash on Capitol Hill and expressed concerns about Twitter's undermining the freedom to publish. Aside from Representative Khanna's communications, which imagine a future in which newspapers will be unable to publish hacked evidence of war crimes, other Democrats reportedly complained that Twitter had not gone far enough. No, they have not gone far enough. In one humorous exchange on day one, Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna reaches out to Gadde and suggests that she hopped on the phone to talk about the, quote, backlash re-speech. Khanna was the only Democrat official I could find who expressed concern. The only Democrat to express that, hey, this could be a problem and it could bite us in the ass. All the other Democrats said, shut the f up. Gadde replies quickly, immediately diving into the weeds of Twitter's policy, unaware Khanna is more worried about the Bill of Rights. Gee, God forbid this congressman be worried about the Constitution. Ghanem was the only Democrat official I could find in the files who expressed concern, said Taibbi. An email from Carl Szabo, one of the tech industry's top lobbyists in D.C., told Twitter that Democrat lawmakers have spoken to the aftermath. In regards to the aftermath of the decision, all believed, quote, social media needs to moderate more, and complained that the Hunter Biden story had been allowed to travel as far as it did. Szabo summarized the concerns of Democrats. They let conservatives muddy the water and claimed that Biden campaign looked corrupt even though Biden is innocent. Well, as we all know, dementia's trash. When pushed on how the government might legally press social media companies to censor, nudge them, push them in a way, Democrat lawmakers reportedly said the First Amendment isn't absolute. And as we've seen over the years with Democrats and the First Amendment, they've been able to find loopholes. And of course, you find judges who are going to side with them. This lines up with the Democrats' attempt to do after what Biden took office. Use the power of the federal government to force more censorship on social media, including the infamous Disinformation Governance Board, which of course crashed and burned, the Ministry of Truth. The Biden administration is now facing lawsuits from Republican attorney generals, arguing that it used its power to undermine the First Amendment. In Congress, Democrats are still trying to pass the Journalism Competition Preservation Act, a bill that would create a cartel of largely pro-censorship media companies with the power to impose arbitration agreements on tech companies. Democrats, with a surprising backing of some rhinos, which of course you are going to get those, are now trying to force the bill through in a defense spending package, even as conservative senators warn it will increase censorship and further bias social media platforms towards the legacy media. You can see the confusion in the following lengthy exchange, which ends up including Ghanem and former Trust and Safety Chief Yoel Roth. Comms official Trent Kennedy writes, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this, quote-unquote, unsafe. By this point, everyone knew this was flawed, said one former employee, but the response was essentially to err on the side of continuing to err. According to a former Twitter employee who spoke to Taibbi, the decision was poorly thought through, saying that they just freelanced it. We're just going to wing it. According to the employee, it wasn't long before everyone knew, once again, this was totally fine. My thoughts. There's a lot more. The Twitter thread is long and it is deep and it is ongoing, as I said in the beginning of the video. There's a lot more to this story. This thing has huge tree trunks for legs. And it's only part one from what I was watching on Tucker this morning. There's a lot more to it. It's a lot more in depth. And Democrats and libs are running around, losing their minds. Twitter is just blown up all damn day in regards to Hunter Biden's not the president, so why are you attacking Joe Dementia? Joe Dementia, the big guy, the guy that Tony Bobulinski, former business associate of Hunter Biden, and Hunter Biden's brother sat down and spoke with Tucker almost 2 years ago. And then, of course, Tucker had a follow-up with him, basically confirming everything that he said. So now, is this vindication? All of us who thought that Hunter Biden's laptop was a story and needed to be put out and got suppressed, and the rest of us who mentioned anything were told to sit down and shut the fuck up. Are we running around going, see, I told you so? Nah, not a boo-boo. Some are, some are not. I'm not, only because the story keeps on ongoing. Like I said, the investigation continues. But it pretty much feels good to know that what you did was right. What you said was right, even though you were told to sit down and shut up. Pages were banned, demonetized. You were shadow banned. You had channels shut down. You had people thrown off of social media because they were like, hey, you need to look into this. James Woods, who was one of the first to basically go, you know what? There's a lot of shit smelling on here with this story, and we need to look into this. Basically had his career practically ruined by social media, big tech, and their censorship. But the story continues. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.